Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk About Fixed Star, May 2023. Well, once a month, me and Christian will introduce you one fixed star and then the background, the mythology, and the other legends or the tale in the other cultures. So, of course, I couldn't do it on my own. I always have Christian. Hello, Christian. How are you?
Hi, Rod. Hi, everyone. How are you? I'm quite fine. So how are you? You are in Taiwan.
Yes. I'm Taiwan and I can't wait to go back. It's quite hot, the weather here, and because I think it's around the May, and usually around the May, end of May, here is a rainy season. So I get quite
Ah,
lucky. I have a 2 or 3 days good weather, and I can see the star. I film quite a lot of different podcasts to do the astronomy, and also, I went to South Taiwan to film the Southern Cross. Oh, I always love it. And Milky Way, oh my God. When you see it, you just like get crazy. But I'm so lucky I have a couple of days to see that. But the temperature is so crazy, 32 degrees. I really couldn't cope high temperature. I need to go back to, you know, London for the they say London is going to have a heat wave next week. I was so worried. So I said, what's the degree? They said 23 for the heat wave.
so you're well prepared for this.
I'm well trained. Bring it down. Well, Christian, we are going to talk about a very interesting stars, right?
Yes, today it's Leo time, and we talk about the star in the constellation of Leo, and it's Denebola.
Denebola. I like the way because I think you just put a very accent. What you trace that D just because when we discuss what we're going to record, and always when you say Denebola, and I don't know why I couldn't catch that D. I said what nebula. And that was so fun when I realized you were talking about the neighbor. I said, "Oh, of course, I love that one." So okay,
Not
so yeah, as usual, I will start with the its position and a little bit astronomy and a little bit what Vivian Robson and Elizabeth Ebertin talking about, and also include the Marcus Manilius, and then we will hand it to a Christian talking about the mythology behind, and then we were talking about different culture and try to find an example. So that starts. Let me show you my slides because I really enjoy drawing a lot of a picture, generate a lot of picture with AI. So my slides getting better and better. I have to tell everyone, I used to be so envy about Christian's ability to make PowerPoint. His PowerPoint is like a great artwork. And what I can do usually is just copy and paste from the Word to the PowerPoint. Now I have a little bit of skill about called AI generated picture. I can put at least some beautiful picture on top, and that's it. Still quite far
it's
from what.
beautiful.
Thank you, but still quite far from what you can do, to be honest. Well, okay, so let me share this picture with everyone. So where is Denebola or Denebola? Okay, I think we talked about Regulus before, have we? I can't remember. I think we might.
We didn't.
We didn't. Oh, okay. That's another very big star. I think everyone knows Regulus. So Regulus is the heart of lion. And if you see, I know the astronomer, or usually the guide of astronomy, when they take you to do the stargazing, they say, how could it look like a lion? It look like an iron. I say, I really want to tell them, say, sir, do you think in ancient Greek the iron look like this? Of course,
Good
it's a
answer.
lion for them. It's a lion for them. Iron. Yeah, if you today you get the right to nominate all the star and all the constellation, you can name them Iron constellation. I will not say you wrong, but sorry. Back to the Greek time, we don't see that. So, and the bright star in the tail of lion called Denebola or Denebola. Well, we have different accent, but cope with us. And if you don't like, go to watch someone else. I think I'm already channeling the Denebola's energy. Okay, so Denebola lists stars in the tail of the Leo constellation, and then I think it's a very. Oh, what's wrong with me? I get to interrupt. My alarm called me. Need to record with question. So much distraction. Anyway, so the Denebola is the tail of the Leo constellation, and it's beta Leo. So it means it's beta star. Its magnitude is plus 2.14. So still pretty bright. So when you look in the sky, it is shining there, and it's quite kind of I think it's like it's when you can draw a line between the Regulus and the nebula if you can find them. But most astrologer will need to know, or they wanted to know, where the ecliptic this star is. Well, this star in the 2023 today is at 21 degree Virgo, 57 minutes, so very close to 22 Virgo. But back to year 2000 is 21 degree Virgo, 37. And to the 1980s is 21 degree, 21. And to 1980s is 21 degree, 04. Well, why I insist, I don't know why. Maybe just because this star is located in tropical Virgo, tropical Virgo. So I have to be precise with the Virgo energy, because I really somehow, I heard our colleague mention about fixed stars degree, but that they still use the degree from Vivian Robson or early 2000. And that is kind of a 1 degree away. I really somehow I have to hold my hand and hold my tongue, not say, please check it. It's not there anymore. But for the world peace, I have to pretend that, oh, you are right. Okay, another thing I want to share with everyone, as a Christian just mentioned, at this moment, you can really see the beautiful Leo constellation hanging in the sky after sunset. After sunset, when the sky getting dark, I think Leo is a little bit, I think it's right above your head. Well, depending on area, or it's kind of in the just toward to from the middle of sky toward to the west part of the sky, depending on what time it is. But it's very interesting because I forget, usually when I was in Taiwan, I see the Leo in the springtime. I see the whole Leo constellation in springtime right above the zenith, and it's really right up my head. And when I look at them, I have to do this. And then, but when I'm in UK or the North Europe, the Leo constellation is pretty. It's still close to the horizon. It's not that high up. That's because of latitude. And that's a stargazing 101. Knowing your own location, knowing your latitude, even when we start the fixed star, that is very important, right? Because the place, your birthplace or your observation place can change the star's position. And that is very important. Okay, so like in the where Christian and or when in the London, the Leo constellation will be more close to the horizon rather than I'm in the tropical area and I have to raise my head and to see they are in the sky. Okay, so this is a little bit astronomy bit, and I always like it because I think we have to go to look at sky And I love what Benedict Bradley says. When you talk to the star, they talk to you too. And I really deeply believe in that. Next time, I would suggest you, if you have something important, try to talk to Regulus or try to talk about the Leo constellation. It will surprise you. I promise. I have experience. It just happened this week. Okay, so most astrologer like interpretation from the they say ancient world, which is fine, which is very interesting. Like I always enjoy, and but I don't know how he make it. Like Ptolemy, he give it the star nature like a two planet. So for the Ptolemy, Denebola has nature of a Saturn and a Venus. Well, for me, that's enough because I think for astrologers, if you really enjoy this method of interpretation, then you can use the way to interpret when the Saturn meet Venus, how they're going to work to each other. Like Saturn, if Saturn is a finish or bad luck, then Venus could be love. But bad luck for love. And you know why they're writing something like that. Okay. Well, but you can do a lot of interpretation, but William Robertson is interesting. He usually gives you something very interesting and always good and bad at the same time. What a surprise. So this is what he said. It gives swift judgment, despair, regret, public disgrace. Oh my God, you really don't want to touch this one. Misfortune from the element of nature, and the happiness turn to anger. It makes native noble, daring, self-control, generous, and busy with other people's affair. What's that good and bad? Usually, it's like I like his interpretation, and sometimes very interesting. But the one of the everything especially this particular star, I feel fascinating. He say, tail of the lion, tail of lion has Uranian nature, so it's Uranus type. I suppose that in mundane horoscopes, I'm a mundane astrologer, I like it. Major catastrophe are triggered off by it. You know what? I got new research job to do now. Denebola and the catastrophe. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Okay, so I'm badly placed in the map with Mercury or Uranus, mental disease. I was like, oh my God, that is quite something. I don't know how they decided, how they find out this tail off, tail of the a Leo can cause the or can suggest the mental illness. But
Rod,
also,
Rod, probably it's Mercury, Venus. I learned from Reinhold Ebertin, and
yeah.
he always says Uranus is electricity, it's too much energy, it's nervous, and Mercury,
Ah,
Uranus, so it's mental diseases, probably gets it from
so
there.
so maybe also could include epilepsy.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
That
Now
would be
I got it.
typically
Now I got
that
it.
would
Now I
be
got it.
typically Ebertin. Yeah.
Yeah, now I got it. Oh, thank you for explaining that. Thank you so much. Okay, let me go to my favorite astrologer. I like his way most. It's a simple and easy because what you see is what you get, and just always related to mythology. So this is Marcus Manilius. I really enjoy his interpretation. He usually don't go to the fixed star, but he always interprets the whole constellation. So basically, what he say is the son of the lion are filled with the urge of adorn their proud. And they decoration their house, they decoration their gates and their walls to showing you I am the one. And then also, they are very brave and they walking into a city gate like no one else. So basically, he used the word to describe how proud and how shining and how people cannot ignore the people under the Leo's influence. That's it. And oh well, they say and the the Greeks are the sentiment of their honest heart. So that's one keyword with honest heart. With this is the definition given by Marcus Manilius. I really enjoyed it because simple and net and always related to mythology. So this is my part, and we always love what Christian going to bring us the deep mythology behind.
But we love more what you have to say about all these stars and constellations, and we love your astronomy pictures.
Oh.
So here we are. You can see it?
Yes, yes.
So Denebola is the third brightest star in the constellation of Leo. Rod told you that it's Beta Leonis, but it's just the third brightest star in the constellation. The name is a shortening of the Arabic Deneb al-Alt, meaning tail of the lion. And this is also, as you can see, where the star is located, in the tail of Leo. And the name Denebola, Deneb is inside it. The name resembles Deneb in the constellation of Cygnus and Deneb al-Gedi in the constellation of Capricorn, the goatfish. Deneb is the Arabic word for tail. So always when you get star with something like Deneb in the name, instantly it's in the tail. The lion's tail originally was larger and longer, and this part became the constellation Coma Berenice, meaning Berenice's hair. And the nebula is linked with the mythology of the Nemean lion. Most of you know the story, so here's the short version. Heracles had fallen out of favor with Hera, whereupon she punished him with madness. And in madness, Heracles threw his 12 children into a fire, and to atone his guilt, he had to serve his brother for 12 years, who gave him 12 labors to perform. And the first labor of Heracles was to kill the Nemean lion. The Nemean lion was an invincible creature that caused mischief in Nemea at the instigation of Hera. And this lion attacked people and animals. And according to one version, the Nemean lion took women hostage in its cave, attracting warriors from nearby cities to rescue the suffering woman. And after entering the cave, the rescuer would see a woman usually faking an injury. And as soon as the warrior was near her, the woman transformed back into the lion and killed the warrior and handed the bones over to Hades. And Heracles realized that the lion was invulnerable when he tried to pierce it with arrows or spears. Of course, they cannot penetrate the lion, who acted at the instigation of the goddess. This male-young approach does not work on the lion. So he stunned the lion with a blow from his club, and the lion took refuge in a crevice that divided the mountain into two halves. And Heracles grabbed the lion as it emerged from the other end of the crevice and broke its back. And later, he made himself a cloak from the skin, which made him almost invulnerable. And, as Rod, I also like what Bernadette Brady says about fixed stars. And according to Bernadette Brady, the 12 labors of Heracles represent the establishment of a new world order, which destroyed the old one and which was considered bad. The myth illustrates a great cultural shift. So the Greek sense of order and thinking and science overcomes the intuitive, tribalistic thinking of older cultures, for example, Mesopotamia or Egypt. And Heracles, the symbol of the new order, destroys the old one. So the Nemean lion was the son of Echidna, and Echidna was a creature that was half serpent and half woman, and Echidna is considered the mother of all monsters. So what is a monster? From a Greek point of view, a monster is anything that challenges a sense of order. To understand the world, the Greeks fought against everything that challenged the rational mind. And the Nemean lion represented, in their eyes, the different order, meaning disorder or chaos. And so I think, and building up on Bernadette's research work on the fixed stars, Denebola is the essence of this different order. So this star is different. This star wants to be different. What this is varies from culture to culture and throughout history. So when Denebola is strong in your chart, it is a sign of an alternative person. Denebola wants to do things in its own unique or special way. And this star also symbolizes dropouts or nonconformists. So people whose actions or philosophical position do not conform to the general accepted views, the valid etiquette, the prevailing lifestyle, or the cultural mainstream. So people who prefer to do different things for minorities, people on the edge of society, so to speak. And Denebola wants exactly this position. So someone with a strong Denebola sometimes deliberately violates existing norms. Sometimes these people are called eccentrics or dissidents, or they belong to a counterculture. So I think the essence of Denebola is Denebola wants to see the world differently, and Denebola wants to hold on to a different philosophy. So whenever you have Denebola in your chart, this is an alternative statement linked with a planet. This planet wants to express alternatively, totally different than your culture or your family. So that was my little journey to Denebola. I do stop screen sharing, and as always, for me now the most exciting part starts. So what has Rod to say about the Chinese
I always,
mythology?
yeah, I always enjoy your mythology. I can just listen to your story. I go, uh-huh. And I just totally forget what I'm going to say. But yes, thank you for bringing me back. And thank you for sharing this beautiful story. And with the different mind, with, with like, I like what you say about their differences is also related, depending on the cultures. So in one culture, the differences is maybe a difference from another place. And that is so important. We have the whole sky, and the way we look at the sky is very, very different. And like a different latitude, we maybe see different things from north hemisphere, from south hemisphere, from higher latitude, or compare with in the near the tropical or equator. The star position and how we see the star is so different, and there's no right or wrong, but there is differences there. That's what I really enjoy it. And then to be honest, this would be the one stars I really want to. I it's quite interesting. I never get upset when people say, "Oh, shame, I don't have like a royal star. I don't have a regulars, or I don't have this. I don't have a, or maybe spica." Or just like, why don't have Denebola? I would really enjoy that one. And another one, of course, is the Suaru. That would be the one you have.
Yes.
I don't have. I think why I want that naughty one too. That playful one will be so fun. Okay, so so maybe let's talk about my personality too. Okay, so after the astronomy, after the Greek mythology and the older things, let's look at a different culture. Let's look at a different cultures. So today, well, this is a very interesting position. The Denebola in the ancient Chinese astronomy or ancient Chinese astrology's position. Well, at first, because the Leo constellation is a little bit up in the north in the sky when we check the sky map. And this part still not the central part, like in the central part of the Chinese astronomy map is around the Polaris. But it is a little bit still quite north, so it belong to the area of administration area. So we call it Taiwei enclosure. That's mean where the officer, where the minister working on, and also the important temple where located it is. And the Denebola was a temple, a huge temple to pay the respect to contribute the sacrifice to the five emperors. Even we call them five emperors, as I understand, these five emperors are not true emperors, but five different gods, or five gods from five different tribes. When they unified, so each one have bring their own god, and then they unified. So they decide to pray to the five gods together. But there is a big winner, the one who unify all the other, the unify in Chinese way. The one unify all the other tribe called the Yellow Emperor. So so this star, I have to show you the Chinese map is here. Here, this is Denebola. This is the whole Leo constellation. Then this is the Regulus, and this is Zosma, and here is the Denebola. The Denebola, you can see in the Chinese map, they use another four star around it, form a kind of a X course, form a course. And then the Denebola is the center one. So they call it first star of the five emperors seat, or the seats of five emperor. This five emperor, as I say, is the five ancestors or five gods that pray from the different tribe, and they unify together. So they put this temple in the important area of a sky to remind people that we are unified from these five different tribes. The center one called Yellow Emperor, which represent Han people. Who are Han people? Well, Han people is the biggest, the biologic tribe in today's China. So the Han culture, basically, when people talking about Chinese culture, they are talking about the Han culture. They probably ignore Tibet or Uyghur or maybe the far north. Those culture are more close to Korea and Mongolian. But the Han people are the central land. So that's why they put their god or their ancestors in the central. They prefer the central position. They say, we are the center. All the other people are foreigners. So this is the center position called the Yellow Emperor. And it's very interesting. I've been told since my childhood, we are the descent, we are the offspring of the Yellow Emperor. So that means the Yellow Emperor is the center one, and the yellow. But it is very interesting because according to Taoism, these five different gods eventually related to five elements, and the element of a center is the earth. element of the center. So this 5 star represent the 5 element, and then the god or the emperor of the 5 element. And it's very interesting work because it's related to the ancient Chinese mythology too. But this is it represents the creator or initiator of the Han culture. This is the star called the first star of a 5 emperor seat, 5帝座仪. And usually it's just related because it sits in the central, so its job is connection, negotiation, and balance each other. So this is very different meaning, right? As the Western way to talk about, like Benedict Brady talking about they destroy the old order, created a new order. This one is not. This one maintain the order. And I just like, oh, that's quite interesting. Yeah. Well, to help people to understand this Denebola, I do a quick research, and I find 2 musicians quite interesting. They also have Denebola on the angle. I like it just put on the angle because I think my idea of astrology is when it is on the angle, it shows off, it stands out. So if I know the Mozart, when I check on the what's that Starlight software, it says Mozart has the when he was born, the Denebola was on the ascendant, and we can see how creative his music is so creative. And well, the story we heard about, I don't know, is that true? Like from the film Amadeus, it's like he's like kind of a little bit eccentric, a little bit crazy one. I hope that is true. And another one is also a very, very talented pianist, a genius pianist, is David Hafgood. And if you ever watch the movie called what I think it's Shy or something, and that was
Yeah.
his story. That was his story, and he is a talented musician, but with a lot of pressures in his childhood, and I think his unusual life journey, I think it could fit into, Denebola's story.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so the final bit, well, I think it's Christian like this. I like that too. I just pretend. Yeah. Okay. Today I'm going to share with you is the area just near Denebola, just near Denebola. So between the start Denebola, the tail of the lion, Leo, and the winter matrix. So is the fruit picking hand of the Virgo. These 2 places, between these 2 stars, there's a huge space of sky. Usually we see that's empty. That is empty. There's nothing there. But if you have a telescope, you will see thousands galaxy there. It's not just stars. All these light dots are not just one star surrounded by their planet. They are galaxy, which means they are all thousand billion stars there. So look, I quite like this area called Macarian chain. So it looked like a star chain. It looked like a star chain, one after another. They're queuing together. So there is some software or website, they can, when you take a star photo, they can tell you what you are photoing. So I send it to it and I get the snapshot back. So here is a Messier 86 galaxy, and here's an 84, and all these NGC are the sky object, and they are the galaxy. They are different galaxy.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can see a whole lot, and all packed in this area. So it's a very, very alive and the creative area in the sky, but we couldn't see it. Maybe we can interpretation as that's the subconscious, unconscious, or underneath the creativity under our awareness or something. That would be very interesting. And I like this photo. The first time I see it, I just said, oh, it smiled to me. Because you can see the two eyes and a nose and a big smile here. So this is the photo I'm going to share with you, the
Right.
Mercurian chant. And
Great.
well,
Thank you.
thank you,
Thank you.
Christian.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, no matter how far we are, and no matter how late it is, I always, when I talk about the star with you, talk about the story, mythology, and sharing my interest about astrophotography. I just like I couldn't stop, and I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. I just can keep talking, talking. So now I have to learn how to calm down and make it an ending. Well, thanks
But
everyone to. Yep. Sorry. Sorry, Christian.
just want to say it's not the end. We are coming back.
Of course. Oh, come on. Are you joking? Yes. So thanks everyone for watching. Let's talk about fixed star. Once a month, me and Christian will share our love, our study, and our interest about the fixed star, astronomy, mythology, and how to interpret it, and that with some few little case study to help you understand how we going to interpret the fixed stars. And so if you like, please, subscribe and share. And also let us know if there's any stars you like to know. Then maybe we can arrange in the following episode, to to share our observation about that fixed star. Well, so thanks everyone. Thank you, Christian. See everyone next month. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you.
See you. Bye.